What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Friday. Hope you had an awesome week so far. Looking forward to a good weekend. Early Happy Father's Day to all the dads. If you're new, please like the page, share the post, or if you're not comfortable sharing, as some I know aren't, tag someone in the comments. That's a good consolation. Tag someone in the comments who you think might be interested in watching us. So we appreciate that greatly, as always. We'll get started here. We'll say some good mornings. Got there in the headline. Something happened yesterday with LSU basketball. Greg Heiar, the assistant coach, he's formally now left the program. Looks like Kevin Nickelberry, who was the assistant to the head coach this past year, will replace Heiar on staff. It's a big loss, man, with Greg Heiar moving on. We talk about that. Football working out for the second consecutive week. Major League Baseball. I don't know if you saw it, but Manfred has already rejected the players' counter proposal. Owners proposed 60 games. Players came back at 70, and I don't know where you go from here. So, do the players take 60? Do you counter again at 65? That's 67. Come on. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Jeff McKithen, what's up, man? Ryan Conner, what's up, Lil C? Trivia Carter, good morning. Trivia. So, who was it? Derek sent me a link of a video of how to stream from a Zoom call live onto Facebook and YouTube. I don't think I have the correct interface. So let me work on that. I know it's taking a while, but I've got the Morning Scone YouTube channel set up. I can't stream live directly from YouTube yet because it's not a verified account. YouTube rules. So I'm trying to use a intermediary that will stream live to YouTube instead of going live directly from YouTube in addition to Facebook. So Facebook peeps, don't worry. I'm still going to be here on Facebook live. But I'm trying to get it on YouTube live as well. Brady Beacom, Mark Perron, Brandon Durr, Rusty Senatol, what's up? Matt Bertrand, Andrew Brister, hi. Pat Huseman, hey Dad, good morning. Kelly Presley, LSU Terrell Weil, good morning. Kevin Boudreaux got the notification. Very glad to see it, man. Stephen Miller, what's up, my dude? Hope you're doing well. Let's see, Pat Huseman, my name is Patrick. I like bourbon. I will drink it straight. I will drink it on the rocks. I will drink it in a box. I will drink it with a fox. I will drink it here or there. I will drink it anywhere. I will drink it sweet. I will drink it sour. I will drink it fast. I will sip it for an hour. I will drink it by the sea. I will drink it how you hand it to me. It's just so good, can't you see? Do not judge me for my thirst, and I will share it with you first. All right, Pat, I have a question. That's fantastic. Obviously, an ode to Dr. Seuss. Did you copy and paste that from somewhere? Or, I mean, obviously you had to copy and paste that from somewhere. You didn't just type that all in the comments just now. But I like it. I like it a lot. Wherever you got it from, I like it. Megan Hurst, Chris Roy, good morning. Steven, morning, boop. Out in your hood today, checking my contractors. There you go, man. Come on, man. Come on. Beautiful morning, man. My goodness. Hopefully we have a great weekend. Hopefully all the dads have a good good weekend, good Father's Day weekend. Get some relaxation. Excuse me. Kevin, interested to see how Stores does after not playing football for a couple of years. From Coach O's comments, sounds like he'll contribute. So Kevin, not sure if you heard, but we had Nick Stores on the show Wednesday. Really good conversation with him. I enjoyed the conversation with him. And he's fully bought into football. And it sounds like there is a role for him on this team. Yesterday, if you didn't hear it, we talked with Mike D about it. The entire first segment of our conversation with Mike D was basically about Stores and LSU's in the tight end position. If you have not heard it, I would highly recommend you go back and listen because Mike went like deep dive on the talent LSU has, how they'll use them, how they've developed the position. I mean, it was a deep dive answer, but it was really good. If you're interested in that, I would highly recommend you go check that out. Bubba Tatum, good morning. Hey, Gerald Mathern, Luis Aleman, Mark Demolin, good morning. Andrew Bear, what's up? On the road to Foley for a volleyball tournament. Let's get it 14 elites. Go ahead, 14 elites. Let's do it. Y'all be safe on the road, man. Head down to Foley, man. Be by the beach. Get you some Foley Beach Express. Chris Roy, good morning. Derek Thomas Chapman. So Derek, thank you. I got the Derek. I got the link you sent. The interface that I'm using apparently isn't the same though as in that video, because I was not seeing the same options via settings that she was in that video you sent. But I'm gonna work on it, see what I can do. Derek, happy Juneteenth Friday. Indeed, happy Juneteenth, everybody. I'll tell you, I think it is pretty cool that a lot of the sports teams have adopted Juneteenth as a paid holiday. Maybe more than anything, I'm surprised that it's taken this long for that to be a holiday, quite honestly. But yes, indeed. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Pat Huseman, copy and paste, of course. Okay, good. Ted Campiso, good morning. Kelly Gross, Nettie Smith, what's up from Mount Herman? There you go, Nettie Smith. Appreciate you for watching. So the other thing I have there in the headline, though, is about Greg Heiar leaving. So this broke yesterday morning, a little after we started the show. So I figured I'd bring it back and just mention here. We did talk about it yesterday on AFR for those that missed it. But Greg Heiar came to Baton Rouge with Will Wade 3 years ago. Was at Wichita State. Was Greg Marshall's lead guy over at Wichita State. Known for developing guard play. Really good recruiter. He recruited Javonte and Naz Reid and Darius Days. He's kind of been that guy, and so he was an assistant on staff. And when Benford left, he became assistant or associate head coach this past year. But some of the rumblings around the program was that Wade and Heiar had kind of split a little. I guess it just happens, man. You work with somebody long enough, sometimes you just need an amicable split. And I think that's what it was, just time. I think Heiar is very grateful for his time here and is going to look, for something else, just time. So Kevin Nickelberry replaces Greg Heiar on staff. Nickelberry was like assistant to the head coach this past year. Not a full-time on-court staff member, but you can only have 3. So now it's Tasman joined the staff in a full-time role, and now Nickelberry is as well. So, but Nickelberry's guy has been a head coach. He was at Hampton and then Howard for like 15 years. Those two from like 06 to 2019, he was a head coach. So. Anyway, so we'll see how that looks on staff, but it's a big loss, Greg Heiar. Let's see. Andrew, we got a huge tailgate we're setting up. Parents are going to be out of control for 14 under volleyball. You know what, though? Like, I guess that's another thing, right? Though, like, kids sports are returning. Why are we okay with kids sports youth sports and not professional sports? I digress. Good, Andrew. I'm in your corner. I'm glad that your daughter's getting to go play and they can have this tournament. And, I got a little nephew who plays baseball with the traction canes, so I'm excited they're getting back out there and playing as well. So, hey, Chuck Sanchez, good morning. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck. Blake Chauvin, morning from California. Kerry Hughes, good morning, my friend. Hey, Shauna Ricks, good morning. Hope you were doing well. Good to see you on there. Shauna, you should join us more often. We're here every morning. Shauna Ricks, who's been good enough to be a guest on AFR several times. Her son, Eli Ricks, of course, is cornerback who's playing on the team, freshman, and she is a realtor with Darren James. So if you need to sell your home, call Darren James, call Shauna Ricks. Let's see. Who else we got here? Steve Menard, what's up? Cody Mayers, good morning. Andrew, we're doing the tailgate because when our team isn't playing, we have to leave the gym. Okay. I was going to say that's weird, but obviously because of COVID, right? That does make sense, actually, then. So, that's it. Let me know, man. Let me know what else you got going on this weekend. Clint LeBlanc, what's going on? Good morning. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They're the best, man. You need an orthopedist, go see Brock. LSU team docs or Brock docs. The Saints team docs or Brock docs. I mentioned when Drew Brees banged his thumb on Aaron Donald's helmet, they had that shot on the sideline of the guy in the jacket, fiddling with Drew's thumb. Well, the guy in the jacket was Chip Angston, a Brock doc, who's the guy who did the surgery on my knee. Pretty good company. He went from my knee to Drew Brees' thumb. I'm just saying. Clint LeBlanc, good morning. Jason Miguez, good morning. Let me know what else y'all got. The other thing, man, that I wanted to talk about, that I'm sure we'll talk about today with Terrio, is that Rob Manfred rejected the union's 70-game proposal. So, man. Hey, post in the comments if you think they're going to play Major League Baseball. On Tuesday, Terrio and I did the Riot podcast, and I asked them, they said, they got to play. Of course they're going to play. And I said, I don't think they're going to play. And then, of course, a day later, we see all the reports that, they're close to a deal and yada, yada. And then the MLBPA rejected that deal. And that was the proposal for 75% of prorated pay. The owners rejected that. And then the owners countered with a 60-game proposal, which we saw. And that's the one that they thought was going to be accepted, was 60-game proposal, full prorated pay. But like we talked about, it's fine if you're getting full prorated pay, but it's only 60 games, so it's less money. The owners have in their mind set a dollar amount they're willing to spend, and they're not going over it. They'll structure it however they want, however many games based on prorated pay. But the owners said 60, the players came back and said 70, and the owners have now rejected that. At some point, it's like, I mentioned this yesterday on AFR. It's like when you're in any negotiation, all of us at some point, we're just talking about Shauna. So, like, if you're in a negotiation for a house and you have an offer and a counter, and you don't go back and forth 10 times trying to squeeze every dollar with these little incremental changes. It's just like, are we going to have a deal or not? Like, is there going to be a deal or is there not going to be a deal? And it's similar like if you're buying a car or something. It's like, at some point, do you want to do a deal? And with both sides continuing to go back and forth like this with these changes incrementally, like, it doesn't feel like the owners want to do a deal. So, the players want their full prorated pay, and the owners have basically said, we're not budging off of this number. Structure it however you want, however many games, but we'll keep changing the amount of prorated pay based on the number of games you play because we're not paying more than this. And if that's the case, the owners, I don't feel like, are negotiating in good faith. Like, they're not giving anything. The players continue to give. When you started at 90 games, now you're all the way down to 70. The players are giving, but the owners don't seem willing to budge. So for the players, I think it's going to come down to you're just going to take the owner's best offer. And I don't know if they are. It's a bad, bad, bad sign for what's ahead. But, for negotiation for next year, I'll tell you this. It makes Rob Manfred look terrible because, 3 nights ago he's on ESPN talking about what a disaster it is for the game and how we got to come to the table terms, and players say, tell us when and where. And clearly, neither side meant that, because now the owners have put forth 2 proposals since that the players have rejected, and the owners don't seem willing to budge either. So A lot of posture, man. It's unfortunate. Craig Dugas, boot up, ball. Good morning, Craig. Andrew, did your grandma have her surgery? She did. Thank you, Andrew. So Grammy had her surgery yesterday. She did very well. They kept her last night in ICU. That was protocol. They expect to move her into a room today. They said if she's feeling well enough, they may discharge her today. They may keep her another night just for observation. But yes, thank you to everybody who said prayers. Grammy had a valve replacement last night. Amazingly, they were able to do that with a scope. So to not have to go open heart was fantastic. But so she did well. So thank you to everybody who prayed for Grammy yesterday. I was talking to my mom. It's my mom's mom. My mom said she's a tough old bird, man. She's been through a lot. Last year, she fell and shattered her leg. I know it's awful. But she had to get a metal rod put in her leg. She just keep on keeping on, Brian Wynn, good morning. Brandon English, going to a local brewery in Houma called Spigots Saturday night. Probably going to walk to Bayou Terrebonne Distillery after. They make some really good shine there. Very cool, man. Enjoy. That's pretty cool. It sounds like a good night. Cody Mayer says no baseball. Steve Menard says no baseball. Andrew Bear says he thinks they're done. No more negotiations. Craig Dugas, MLB won't play. Brandon English, baseball is not going to be played. Wow. Blake DeVilliers, what's the summary of what's going on with MLB? Sorry, I don't follow it closely. All good, Blake. Just real quick. Basically, there's going to be a shortened season, obviously, since opening day is late. Well, the players want their full prorated salary. What that means is if you're due $1 million for the season, but you're only going to play, instead of 162, you're going to play 81 games, they want $500,000. They want their full prorated salary. So you get a game check, essentially. So you take your salary, divide it by 162 games, you get game checks. So essentially, players say, we want our full prorated salary. Well, owners are crunching numbers going, well, if we're not going to have fans in the stands, we're paying you your full prorated salary, and we're going to be down on merchandise and concessions and ticket sales and all. And the number of TV windows, instead of 162 games, just 81 or 70 TV windows, they're doing the math. So the owners are saying, we are not going to give you your full prorated salary. We'll give you 75% of your prorated salary. And the players are like, bleep you, man, I got a contract. And so what's happened is the owners have continued to change in their negotiations the amount of games that they're proposing as it relates to prorated salary. So initially it was, let's play 89 games and we'll give you 75% of your prorated salary. Well, the players said, no, we'll play 89 games with 100% of our prorated salary. So the owners countered, that number keeps dropping. Okay, we'll play... And most recently it was, we'll give you your full prorated salary, but we'll play 60 games. Well, okay, here's your full prorated salary, but only 60 games. It's going to be a smaller total number that the owners have to pay out. So the owners basically have in their mind a number they're willing to pay in salary, and they'll structure it however they want. And the players keep coming back saying that's not good enough. So the players have given a bit as far as the number of games they play and concessions on postseason and things like that, and the owners just don't seem to budge. So they're just sort of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. So it's unfortunate. Blake Chauvin, 50-50 on MLB. Bit of a cop-out, but right now it could go either way. That is a bit of a cop-out, Blake. I asked for an answer and you didn't give me one, but that's okay. You're entitled to that. Jamie Tanner, what's up? Craig Dugas, what does Musso think? After all, Musso equals GOAT. Okay. Craig, you a fool, bro. Cody Mayers, nickel holding up $1 in the MLB. True. It's a good way to put it. It's a really good way to put it. But the thing is, though, the owners know financially they're going to take a bath this year. And a lot of people have questioned that, but I'll maintain, I don't know how the economics work. When your revenue model is based on 162 games, 162 local TV windows, however many national TV windows that is on Fox, MLB Network, ESPN, and the ESPN networks. And now all of a sudden you're going to shrink that. So you're limiting your TV windows, no fans, so no gate receipts, no tickets, no concessions, no merchandise. Like, your top line revenue is just slashed. But meanwhile, you're still going to have to pay your players to play the game. And the owners are looking at it going, we'll be in the red. And my point is, it's not your God-given right as a business owner to make money. There's a lot of business owners who are struggling right now. There's a lot of business owners who've had to close their doors or operate in the red and lay off or furlough employees, and it sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. It's brutal, but it's not your God-given right to make money every single year. So, the biggest mistake, in my opinion, that baseball has made is they should have just gotten back out on the field. They could have done it in a safe way, and they'd be on TV right now, and they'd be the only game in town. And this year, it might hit them financially, but in the long term, having been the only game in town right now would have been amazing for baseball's brand. Instead, they've done the complete opposite. Instead of being the only game in town and having something for everyone to watch right now, we are all appalled at what baseball is doing. And it's creating the divide between baseball and its fans to grow even more. Shelby Kelly, good morning. Brian and Annie Penton, good morning. Just a bunch of crybabies they are. Well, both sides are being petty, but in some respect, I do understand that the players have a union and are collectively bargaining, for what's best for all the players in Major League Baseball. And their strength in their numbers as opposed to going head to head with billionaire owners. I mean, they need to leverage the power they have, which I do understand. Keith Duplessis, what's up? Let's see. Brian went big shout out to Brock. They worked me in yesterday on short notice. Severe knee pain and swelling. Great care and treatment. Pain-free today, but headed for surgery down the road. Logan is the world's greatest PA. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that testimonial, man. Glad you got to go get in. Great people over at Brock. I know they've taken care of me a bunch over the years. So thank you for that. Appreciate that sincerely. Brock's tagged in the post. Y'all like their page. Jason Truax, good morning. Yancy Benoit. Kaylee Peters, good morning, Kaylee Peterson. Hope you and your family, Todd, the kiddos are all doing well. Steve Menard, been pretty off of the NFL, as you've said. Hard to trust the product. Saints look pretty stacked next year. Guess I'll still be watching, hoping they can make a run. Yeah, Steve, look, man, I'm pumped about the Saints. I think they obviously already had an amazing core, and I love what they've done in the offseason. I love adding Ty Montgomery. It adds versatility in the running game, the passing game, and special teams. I think moving on from Larry Warford was a smart thing to do, drafting Cesar Ruiz. Now the interior of your line is young and affordable for the next half decade. I really like signing Janoris Jenkins, and letting Eli Apple walk. You had a DJ Swearinger who can play safety, can play some nickel for you. I like what they've done. I really do. I love the way that they've organized this roster. I just hope it all falls in line for them this year. Craig Duga, of all the sports, MLB is the one I missed the least throughout this pandemic, and that's a shame, Craig. I mean, it's not surprising. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think that's going to be a pervasive mentality. But it didn't have to be that way. It could have been the opposite. People could have. Mike Trout could have had the stage to himself. Alex Bregman, Aaron Judge, some of the stars in baseball today could have had the country's undivided attention every night, and instead, they're, as I forget who said it earlier, but a nickel's in the way of a dollar. So. Hey, Bentley Spears, Yancy Benoit, good morning. Kerry Hughes, think it's too late for MLB. Kerry, I'm in agreement. Technically, it's not too late, just from a calendar perspective, but it feels like, as far as the negotiation goes, it feels like it's over. Hey, Floyd Davis, good morning. Shelby said Spigots is awesome. Roasted potatoes. All right. Hey, Devin Kelly, good morning. Nate Bumstead, what's up, Nate? Good morning, man. Shelly Melanson, good morning, Shelly. Been a while, man. Hope you're doing well. Tyler Jensen, good morning. Andrew, you think golf is different for the players without fans? Less of a distraction. Do you think their scores will be reflected? Andrew, that's a good question. I would defer to golfers and ask them that question, but realistically, man, I think we have in our minds what it's like on like the Sunday at Augusta with all the fans. But realistically, man, if you go out to a golf tournament on a Thursday and you're not in a premier group, you're basically playing by yourself anyway. You know what I mean? When you get to the weekend, it's a little different. But, on the opening rounds of a golf tournament, if you're Tiger Woods, you'll always have a gallery. But then again, I don't think you care if there's a million people or it's dead silence. You zone in. I think that's what the great ones really can do. You don't let distractions get to you. Shelby, Manfred is a clown. I agree with you. Gavin Blanchard, what's up? Patrick Kimmery, good morning. Hope you're doing well, man. Brandon, I'll just watch more soccer. I did see soccer started this week again. The Premier League started again this week. I have no interest in watching the Premier League, but I know there's a lot of people who are fans, and that growth is serious. And I'll tell you this, man, with baseball stepping more out, it opens the door for things like soccer to continue its growth, which over the last decade in our country has been outstanding. Really, since the what would it have been, the 2010 World Cup? Yeah, the 2010 World Cup with the Vuvuzelas. I don't think there's any question. Steve Menard, how serious are you about the birthday bourbon? Should I email you with the ESPN address? Yes. Steve, email me or message me here. Please, yes, 100%. If you can get a birthday bourbon and you want to trade or sell it to me or something, I am 100% serious. Like, yes, 100% serious, Steve. Please, if you can get it and you're willing to part ways, let me know what you want to trade. We'll do a deal. 100%. Shelby Kelly, Todd Peterson missed that drop. So Shelby, Kaylee, who I just said hello to, her husband is Todd Peterson, but it's Pederson. Peterson, not Peterson. But yes, we work in the Todd Peterson drop every now and again as well. Shelly just joining. What was the inside story in the LSU basketball coach leaving? So Shelly, it's nothing like salacious or anything. It's just sometimes like people, just like in a relationship, people grow apart. I think Will Wade and Greg Heiar had just had some. They just grew apart. I mean, 3 years. Sometimes it's just time. Sometimes a relationship, even a coaching relationship like that, just runs its course, and so you move on. It's not that there's animosity there. It's not that they're leaving on bad terms. It's just sort of a mutual agreement. Like, it's time. Yeah, it's time. It's time to move on. So, that's all. It's a big loss, though, man. Greg Heiar's a great coach, great recruiter, great coach. He gets a lot of credit for developing guards, man. When you think about Skyler and Tremont, Javante, and he's brought a lot of those guys in as well. You got Cam Thomas coming in. Good recruiter. I mean, that's a big loss, man. It's a big loss. Big shoes to fill. Oh, Craig. Speaking of drops, I missed the short-lived Stephen A. long ball drop. The long ball. I think that was that with Haldane? I'm glad you said that, Craig. I've forgotten about that, but we should bring that back. Patrick Kimmery, let's see, MLB would have had more people betting on their games than ever, which would have risen interest. I completely agree with that. Patrick, I don't know if it's a really good point. I don't know if you've noticed, but horse racing, and to your point, horse racing and soccer have both seen exponential action on their, like 6x action on their games from what sportsbooks typically see, because it's the only thing people bet on. Unless you want to bet like futures odds for football games. But you're right. You're 100% right. It would have brought kids who would want to watch baseball, but it also would have brought adults looking to bet. There's no question. Frank Scanduro, what's up, Frank? Good morning. Frank was bullying Musso yesterday on Twitter. It was pretty fun. It's pretty funny. We were having a laugh at it. Let's see. Jason Souls, if soccer is my only sports option, I'll watch paint dry. Oh man. Let's see. Richie Burt. Is Greg Heiar going to Baylor? I figured I ran out of football coaches to take. Yeah, crazy. Oh man. Let's see. Drew Hurst, what up? Dale Broussard, what up? Sorry. Let's see. Devin Kelly, what's so good about Birthday Bourbon, Matt? So, Devin, Birthday Bourbon is Old Forester's rare annual. Excuse me. Birthday Bourbon is Old Forester's rare annual allocation release. It is very hard to come by. Like, there may only be a few cases in Louisiana every year. Like, for example, when Calandros does their raffle that we go to, they may have like 2 bottles of Birthday Bourbon in their raffle. Maybe 4 or 6, but like that's it. It's just a very rare allocation, and it's amazing. It's really fantastic. So it's one of those things that's just really hard to find. So like I think it was Steve who mentioned it. Like if Steve doesn't care for it or doesn't want it, like I'd happily give him something that he'd enjoy or buy it from him or whatever. But it's just one of those unicorns that if you see it, you have an opportunity to get it, you get it, sort of thing. And it's fantastic. Drew Hurst, good morning. Dale Broussard, good morning. So it's funny, you just reminded me of that. Who was that? Who asked that? It was Devin who asked it. Devin, so it reminded me. So last summer for my birthday, I went to Vegas for the UFC fight. So my birthday's July 8th, and every year for the 4th of July weekend, UFC in Vegas does International Fight Weekend. They put together their biggest fight card of the year. And so I've gone a couple of times. I went for my 30th birthday out for that, and then I went last year. And we were staying at Aria. Well, there was a bar, bar lounge in Aria, and the waitress brought us the list of spirits, and I looked at the bourbon, and they had Birthday Bourbon on there, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. I was like, I asked her, I was like, do you have this? Like, do you have it? I mean, it's on the thing. But she's like, well, it's on there. We have it. I was like, okay. I don't think. I'm like, you probably don't, but find out. She came back. She's like, yeah, we don't have it. It was gone. I ended up ordering like 3 or 4 things on there, and I'm like, "Do you have this? This?" Every time she'd come back, yeah, we're out of that too. So it's funny, man, because like people who are bourbon hunters, like if you know what you're looking for and you see something, you snatch it up. Let's see, who we got here. Andrew heard that his agent said he needed to move on from the Cloud over LSU. Pretty reliable source told me that. Not exactly, Andrew. Sometimes coaches do want to sort of stay ahead of the resume. David Patrick did that, if you remember. David Patrick was Johnny Jones' associate head coach. He brought Ben Simmons here. And he kind of saw what was the writing on the wall with Johnny Jones. So David Patrick left for TCU the year before Johnny Jones got fired. They had the 2, there were 2-16 in the SEC, and Johnny Jones got fired. So he stayed ahead of his resume. That does happen. And I'm not saying that was completely not part of it, but the Greg Heiar, Will Wade sort of fraction had really started last year when Wade was suspended because of some of the stuff that they were doing while Wade was out and all. And that's when it started, and it just sort of dissipated more. So that's the story, really. But it's okay. I mean, it's just, like I said, man, sometimes guys just got to move on. Cameron Cerniglia, what's up? Patrick, that 100% right thing. What's that? That 100% right thing. I need you to tell it to my wife. What were you? I said you were 100% right about something. What was it? Now I need to scroll back and see what it was. Oh, the betting on games. Oh, yeah. No, you're 100% right on that. Matt Lusto, you try the Michter Sour Mash. It's become one of my favorites. I've not had Michter Sour Mash. I do like a sour mash too. Like I wouldn't mind that at all. Michter's is not one of my favorite, but I don't know if Brandon English is still watching. He gave me a dram of his Michter's Toasted Barrel, which was amazing. Really, really good. But I've had the Michter's 10-year rye, the Michter's straight rye. And none of them have really knocked my socks off, but that Michter's Toasted Barrel was really good. Dylan Landry, what's up? Ryan Jackson, good morning. Let's see, Patrick Kimmery. I have a 25-year-old Hibiki that I got from a Japanese buddy. I'm not a whiskey guy, but it ain't bad. That's interesting. 25 years is a long time in the barrel, man. 25 years, if something sits in a barrel for 25 years, it's almost like, I would say it's like cooking a steak, where like, if there is a perfect temperature, right? You can't undercook it and you can't overcook it. It's same with aging bourbon or any whiskey really. It can be premature and you can leave it in there too long. Like older doesn't always mean better. Like there's a point where, I'll give you an example. I have Rhetoric up there. If you see it, the square looking bottle next to the Whistle Pig. And Rhetoric was an orphan barrel release, and they had like I think a 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old releases. And, a lot of people have said that when you've gotten to like the 24, 25-year-old, it's just all oak. It's like licking a tree. It was too old. Like the sweet spot was in that 22, 23 year release. So Drew's backpack's beeping. He's still in bed with Erica's sleeping too. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Our Devin. Sorry, y'all. I heard Drew's backpack was beeping, then I heard a door open. It's probably Erica getting up. Let's see. Ryan Jackson. What's up, Devin Kelly? What's the flavor profile of the birthday bourbon? So it's a higher proof. I don't know what. So every year there's a different release, right? So I would assume that that's the 29th, the one that Steve said he has is 2019. So I don't know what the proof is on it, but it's usually around like 120. So it's a little bit higher proof. So you're going to get some heat with it. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'd love to try the 2019 birthday bourbon. So I don't know. I haven't had it. I'd love to try it though. So to answer your question, it changes. It changes every year. Hey, Kirk Peterson, what's up? Shelby, I need to start a collection of something outside of my weight above my belt. It's not good, dude. That's funny. Devin, I love it talking whiskey before 9 a.m. I'm always down for that, My cousins, Stephen and Mark, who were the ones that kind of got me into whiskey, they'll be over here for Father's Day, and so they'll bring some stuff. We always do a flight whenever we're all together, so everybody sort of brings the rare stuff they have from that year, and we do a flight, so looking forward to that. Adam Penny, good morning. Kirk, just picked up 2 bottles of Booker's. If you haven't had it, missing out. Booker's is great. Actually, I had a Booker's 13 that I scored this year, which was amazing. Booker's is hot. I need to drink Booker's on rocks. I even have a bottle of Little Book over there that I haven't opened yet. It's Little Book. Chapter 2. Yeah, it was the 2018. So the Little Book Chapter 2. So yes, I've had Booker's. Very good. But hot. I always pour it. Like I can't drink Booker's neat. I pour it over an ice ball, let it open up for a couple minutes, then go to town. Craig, Leinenkugel makes a heart of oak beer. We have shifted from sports to full-on booze talk at 9 a.m. I love it. Andrew, is there a way they can speed up the aging process like a 20? So yes, Andrew, there are some distilleries that do that. They artificially age their spirits, and it shows. There's a few in Louisiana that do it, and their product is garbage. So yes, there are ways to do that, and there's just no substitution for doing it right. So you can try to age it, but it's just it don't work. Andrew, a bourbon show with the cousins. I may do it. Kirk Taylor, what's up? Shelby, I hear Costco is damn good whiskey. Get out of here. Get out of here. Kevin Wagner, what's up? Ted Campiso, go get Sazerac for $19.99. Man, if you find a place you can get it for $19.99, snag it, man. Sazerac Rye is awesome. Got a bottle right there. Got a new bottle. Had to replace my one from Nightcap with Scone a couple nights ago. Let's see. One more. Shelby, okay, you hooligans have to go to work. All right, Shelby's out. We're out as well. We'll be back tomorrow. Please like the Brock page. They're tagged in this post. Locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. Of course, the primary location on Bluebonnet near Perkins inside the Surgical Specialty Center. You walk in to the SSC, and it is like you walk in the ground floor and you're looking straight at Brock. After hours clinics open, same day appointments available. So give them a go. Brock, we appreciate them. All right, Locked on LSU coming up later today. AFR at 3 o'clock. Terrio, of course, will be in studio, so we appreciate y'all. Have an awesome day. See ya. Later. Peace.